to day-to-day bullshit. We have a new guest with us today.
Yes,
this podcast is a raw and real podcast where we tackle life's challenges with real stories, advice, and expert insights. And today, we've got someone. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm C.
I'm Dawn.
I'm Coach Adam.
Coach
Adam.
You can't be just Adam. Coach Adam.
Come on.
We don't know him from Adam.
How you got that? Where the hell is Eve?
So, it's going to be a hot episode today.
Real hot.
It's
getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes.
Yeah, it's getting hot in here. Yeah, we have to find a song for this one.
Yeah, we do.
Could it be Berlin's Sex?
Or Whoomp, there it is.
Oh.
That was for Dawn.
That was for me?
Yeah.
That was for you.
Okay, I'll take it, Adam.
So, what is our episode today?
Well, it's funny you ask.
Okay.
Today's episode is being confident with sex in the bullshit dating scene. That's a lot to unpack.
Yes.
That is.
That's what she said.
That is. Well, they're both married here, so...
Is that what she said when she saw this?
When she unpacked it.
Yeah.
That was the reaction. Whoa.
She said, what?
So, I'm sorry that it wasn't this one instead.
What a marriage.
The whole show today. It was just...
What a marriage if she would have said that, honey.
Yes, what a marriage is right. What a mighty con man. Is it good man or fine man?
So I'm going to put y'all on the spot.
Oh, good.
What sound did you make? I'm going to press the button. When you finally said, you met your wife, and she looked at you and she said, what, Adam?
She said...
Press a button. He's lying.
That's what she was saying internally.
In your head.
Oh,
That's what she said in your head.
No, I'm pretty sure it was in her head.
Well, we'll never know, at least not today.
She'll tell you.
We'll have her on one.
Yeah, we'll have her on. We'll ask her all those questions.
Absolutely. Don't worry. She didn't answer the question.
What's that?
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
I don't know what the question is.
She's gonna play dumb now.
See?
We're talking with Jacquie Somerville. Well, I'm gonna keep it real. Is a best-selling author, speaker, and a renowned passion coach. She's on a mission to make love and sex great again. Jacquie uses her sensational stories of love, lust, and loss to inspire people to open their hearts to love and pursue life with undiluted passion.
Well,
Jacquie draws on a lifetime of pushing the envelope, taking big risks, and challenging the status quo. She's been married a few times, immigrated twice, been fat, slim, broke, rich, and followed her gut to a life of excitement, adventure, passion, and purpose. And I just want to say, before I invite Jacquie, who I just happen to know, Jacquie was my coach.
oh.
I was in the Millionaire Club with Jacquie. And I can tell you one thing about Jacquie. I always felt, and I used to say, Jacquie is sexy. And some women find it very uncomfortable to tell another woman that they're sexy. I just admired her. She was sexy. Yeah. She talked about it. She wasn't ashamed to talk about it. And a lot of us, are ashamed to talk about sex.
Yeah.
I was actually like that at one time. I was like, I can't talk about that.
Oh.
But I feel comfortable meeting her and being in a group with her that I'll talk about that now. So y'all, let's put your hands together for Jacquie.
Woo, Jacquie. Welcome.
Thanks, you guys. How great it is to be with you. You guys have got great chemistry together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just think, I didn't know these two crazy people.
And we don't even have to try, which is really fun.
Good to have you here, Jacquie. I couldn't wait for this call.
And that's quite an intro.
Yes.
That sounds really
Thank you.
Amazing, interesting, and potentially life-changing work that you're doing. So applause for you.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
We have to remove the taboo.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'm curious if I could just start us off, Jackie, because I always feel like this, you were talking about these issues about talking about sex. And I feel like, there are certain cultures, and I feel like America is one of them, where for whatever reason, I don't know, is it because we, proudly hail from Puritans? Like, what is it that there's this, we get uncomfortable oftentimes just, talking about sex? What's that about?
Yeah, I mean, it must be the Puritan thing. I don't know. But I mean, it's kind of like in England, too, where everybody is extremely proper on the surface, but all sorts of shenanigans going on behind the scenes, right?
Yep.
And also, religion has caused us to be very confused about sex and sexuality
Confused
and that
is a
element
nice
of
word
life,
for it.
which essentially is creation itself, which is so weird that we have such a thing about it. And we were born to have sex. We were born to enjoy it. The pleasure is part of it. And so we have weird things about it in our society. And, religion has not served us well on that particular subject.
Right.
Amen.
Amen to that. You really get
Seriously. Yep. Yeah. I mean, talking about what religion has done to sex and about sex and how we feel about sex and interact with it. I mean, weird is a great word to use there, but there's so much under the surface there too.
It really is.
What is that about? This idea that naturally this thing feels better than anything else. We better not do it or talk about it.
Yeah. And we better advise everyone not to do it.
Yeah.
Except for unless, of course, you're procreating, in which someone needs to be present.
Absolutely.
At least two people.
Yeah, or
need to be
you
present.
diddling with kids or whatever else some of them do. I mean, I think, it's so awful, some of the things that happen behind the scenes. And when you push something like this, which is so natural and so part of who we are and actually our reason for being, I mean, we only exist because somebody had sex.
Right.
That when we push it down, it gets dark. And so that's why weird stuff happens and people do things that are inappropriate and wrong, because it is such a taboo subject.
Right.
So we've got to stop that. We've got to bring it out into the open air, so to speak, so that it doesn't get dark or darker.
Hell yeah.
Totally.
I agree.
Yes. Agree.
It's funny you say that. Like sometimes, we on the job and, a song come on, I'll do a little dance. And the girl says, "Oh my God, Dawn, you move so well." I said, "Aren't you married with kids?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you can move too."
Yeah.
There's no different, from me moving and you moving.
Yeah.
She says, "So, do you still have sex?" I said, "I would love to. I just have to find the right guy." So I said, "What about you?" She says, "No." I says, "But why not?"
That's really sad.
See, that's terrible.
Sad, Jackie.
The amount of people in long-term relationships, married people who aren't having sex, it's incredible. I mean, I've worked with so many. And one would think that oftentimes the man wants it and it's the woman who doesn't. But with so many people that I work with, the woman is desperate to have sex and he's no longer interested. He's sitting in the basement watching sport and drinking beer or whatever. And she's desperate to, have a good bang. And so it is.
Do you have the phone numbers of these women? Do you have the phone numbers of these women? No, I'm just
Adam.
And let me say to my wife, I love you, honey.
The weirdest thing, I got this comment under one of my YouTube videos. I think it was just yesterday. Some guy, I did this video on YouTube that went viral a few years ago called "Why I Prefer Younger Men." So, Dawn, one of the things we got to do is got to get you to go a little younger, and you may just.
Agreed.
But you know what, Jack?
I went
younger.
younger.
You say that she went younger, and I had a problem with that because I was like, my son's 26, can't mess with nobody 26.
Well, no, we're not telling you to go to 26. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but you don't have to go that young.
I'm gonna have to go 10 years. Well,
10 to 15.
Yeah, but it's a mindset thing.
It is.
Yeah, it totally is. And again, we've been conditioned by society. But this particular guy wrote this comment about, well, if you think your relationship or marriage is all about sex, you're a very shallow person. And I don't know, some ridiculous comment.
Oh.
And it just reminded me of, again, societal conditioning, because what I do is I teach people to make sure you have a great sex life with your spouse. It's actually number one. It's priority number one.
Right.
Because it's so funny when you're having great sex, the little things that you would fight about suddenly don't matter.
Wow.
Because all the right hormones and the oxytocin, that's a bonding hormone, the serotonin, all the good stuff, the dopamine is all flooding your system. So, hey, you feel great. And you're not nitpicking, you're not fighting, you're feeling bonded to the person. I mean, all these people who think that sex is a secondary thing in a relationship are so wrong. If you put that in the front of everything, oh my God, everything else is going to fall into place. Wow. That's what I think.
That's great advice.
Yeah. Also, sex is communication.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And there's nothing that bonds us to our partner more than that. It's the ultimate in bonding. And when you experiment and you get a little naughty together and you try new things together, it really sort of expands the narrative of your relationship because now you're navigating some taboo things and you get even closer.
Yeah.
What about those ones where it's not that great?
Well, I guess
what do you mean? They're having sex, but it's not great.
Yeah, and or the woman complains, or what do they? You gotta have communication.
Yeah, communication is key, and also do a diagram.
Tell them
you have to. Oh yeah,
this ain't working, honey.
It doesn't work. You gotta go a little higher, a little lower. Do this a little faster, a little slower. It's all about communication with that.
All right.
And who cares?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who cares if it takes an hour? I mean, that's better.
I mean.
Yeah, it's so true.
And 2 hours?
I think also being open to experiments, right?
Yeah,
and saying yes more. I think so many of us, when we are approached with our partner wants to do something a little outrageous for us anyway, we tend to say no. And I remember my ex-husband used to always say to me, "No is so unsexy.
Wow.
Can you just don't say no all the time. It turns me off. It puts me off." And it was such a great lesson because I learned that is a man really wants to feel like you're enthusiastic about. And when you say no a lot, he's going to lose his desire for you.
Wow.
So yeah, saying yes a little bit and at least trying new things is a great way to spice it up. And the other thing in answer to your question, Dawn, is sexual compatibility is so important.
Definitely.
So people who think, we'll wait and see what the sex is like after we're married, what a big mistake that is.
Huge.
And,
colossal.
That's like
if you're not
somebody saying,
sexually
"I'm gonna
compatible,
wait and
your
look inside the
relationship's
house."
dead in the water.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Wow. She said she didn't hear you, Adam.
Oh, it's just like, imagine you want to buy a house and you say, here's the outside of the house. I'm good. I'm going to buy it and then hope the inside is...
This works. It's all good.
Exactly. That's an analogy I've never heard before, but I like it.
It works. Definitely works.
Okay, Adam. Very creative, Adam. I got to.
Well, I mean, on the outside it could look nice. Inside it could be a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Be the doer. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I'm very curious, Jackie, because we're talking about this from sort of like a high level, but because and now I'm not getting the name, I was going to call you an intimacy coach, but how do you describe the coaching that you do?
Well, I would say I'm a passion coach because I've coached in so many different fields. And ultimately, I think a passionless life is not worth living. And so whether that's passion in romantic terms or whether that's passion for life in general, passion for what you do, I don't know. But I just feel like getting to the end of your days knowing that you really lived a passionate life is, to me, the ultimate. And so that's why I just call myself a passion coach. I mean, I help people who married, who's dealing with infidelity to try to put their marriages back together. I help a lot of single people get into relationships, date, and so on. And I've also done a lot of business coaching and all of that. So I figure passion coach kind of covers it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, what's kind of like the first step or a first step for somebody, kind of dipping their toe into exploring like how to get that passion back or how to tap into what is meaningful for them in that sort of passion zone.
Good one.
So are you referring to passion within a relationship or just passion in life in general?
Your choice.
Well, I mean, one of the things that ignites passion in life in general is taking risks.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
that's a big thing to me. If you take a risk and you put a lot on the line, you can really access some serious deep passion. And people are afraid to do that, just like they're afraid to open their hearts to love because they're afraid to be hurt.
Yeah.
And to me, being in love, even if it's for one day or a weekend, is so worth it. And this fear of being hurt, or this fear of rejection, or this fear of people are living such blanderized lives, and this fear of rejection and so on is so crazy right now. People are so what's the word, fragile, protecting themselves at the risk of not living their lives.
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
life is about adventure.
Yes, Jack.
It is like getting to the end of your days going, wow, I'm so friggin' exhausted. I gave it my all.
Yeah.
I'm ready to die.
Yeah.
That's how I want to get to the end of my days. There's nothing I didn't experiment with.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too.
Wow. I think if enough of us just took the time. Jackie, I'm telling you, that really hit me.
Yeah.
That hit me so hard, you have no idea. Because so now I'm telling myself, I feel like I'm at a place right now where I have a peace beyond understanding, but that other side of me, I know I'm passionate.
Yeah.
I know I'm full of love, I know I'm full of joy. So I'm like, Dawn, you gotta get back out there again.
Yes.
Yes, I got to hit Jackie up.
You absolutely do need to get out there again. I mean, of all the people I know, you've got so much to offer, and
appreciate that.
And yeah, it's you, as you say, you've got this other. Your life is so great. You've got the peace that passes all understanding. You're finding your niche. You're so good at what you're doing right now. And to just have that incredible love and stuff is the cherry on the top of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So a question for the single women out there. How do you bring that to yourself? Sometimes they say, you sit and you imagine, this person coming into your life. What advice will you give a single woman right now?
Ooh, now we're getting into the nitty gritty.
I know we are.
All right.
First of all, get yourself online. Online dating has such a bad rap. And yes, of course, there's disastrous stories, but there were disastrous stories about meeting some lunatic in the bar way back in the day when we used to meet there.
Yes.
I mean,
good point.
It's become the fall guy, and it's so easy for people to throw up their arms and say, oh, it's online dating is terrible and this and that. Well, my great love, who I've been with for 3.5 years now, I just can't imagine my life without him. I met him on Tinder.
Really?
He hates me to say that, but it's true. And one of my closest friends is engaged to a guy, and she's in her 50s as well. Actually, she's 60 now, engaged to a guy she met on Tinder. And I love the apps because it's short and sharp, and you don't have to mess around with too much time on somebody who's you're not going to be compatible with once you meet. And but it's a game, and you got to learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
And not take it too seriously, and also be super smart and confident about it, so that you don't say yes to dangerous people and in desperation date any old idiot that shows up.
Right.
Those are the things that I love to sort of work with people on. But there is something that I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and you know who he is, I think, Dawn. We talked about him.
I've read it.
I love
too,
Dr. Joe. And he always says that when people ask him, the big question he gets a lot from women especially is, how do I meet the one? And he always says, well, there's two things. The first thing is you sit down and you ask yourself the question, what am I looking for in a relationship or in the other person? And you write down all of those things. And I hate lists, but I love this particular approach. And you'll see why in a moment. You write down all the things you're looking, but then you look at all those things and you become that. So you're looking for somebody who's fit and strong. Are you fit and strong?
Yes.
Are you looking for somebody who's got a great job or has a great income? Do you have a great job and have a great income? You're looking for somebody who's confident. Are you confident? So it's then you work at that list yourself. And then the second question is, would you date you? So 2 months, I think it was 2 months to the day, of meeting my guy, I sat down and did these, and I didn't even know that I wanted to be in a long-term relationship. I thought I just wanted a new friends with benefits situation. But I said to God, you know better than I do around this. So I don't know if I just want a younger man for, friendly benefits or a long-term love. You decide. I'm just going to write down, hypothetically, if I was in a relationship, what would I want? And I wrote that list down of what I would want in somebody. And then I worked on becoming that. And I answered the question of, would you date you honestly? And you got to be totally honest. And I wrote down the pros and I wrote down the cons of dating me. Mm. And it was such an interesting exercise. And 1 or 2 months later, I met this amazing man. And it's not as though I had dated lots of great guys and had some fun along the way. But I met him after doing this exercise, 1 or 2 months, I can't remember, it's in my journal, to the day. So this stuff really does work. It's working on ourselves. It's us becoming that person and being really honest with ourselves. And it's getting out there and doing the dating.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kissing the frogs. You will never find your prince until you kiss a few frogs. You kiss the frogs on the way to the prince.
Ooh, I love
Taking
that.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking action is right.
And also, while you were talking, Jackie, I really had this idea of intentionality, sitting down and putting the effort into reflecting on yourself and making that list. There's some real intention there, as opposed to just sort of randomly bouncing from, one person to another.
Yeah. Also, I have a question. What would you recommend for people who have like very low self-esteem and maybe wouldn't want to try that exercise? Or what would you recommend to someone who doesn't have the ability to really kind of step out of that comfort zone to do those things?
Yeah. So again, it's along the lines of making the list and asking whether you would date you, in that it's the inner work. It's doing the work on ourselves, right? It's not putting the blame on, well, there's no good men or good women in the city, or they're all married or gay, or whatever I hear people saying all the time. And they just their whole dating life becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
And so I always teach, I have this thing called the 5 S's of sexy. 5 S's of sexy confidence. Sometimes it's 7, but we'll keep it simple today and call it 5. And they are the little things we can do ourselves to start to feel great about ourselves. Because I learned this decades ago, that how we feel about ourselves is determining our entire life. Everything. The money we're making, the business we're in, the people that love in our lives, the relationship with our family, whatever, we could go on. How you feel about yourself is determining your entire life. So I just look at it and I say, okay, there's a few simple things that we can do that are super simple, not necessarily easy because they take some self-discipline. But the 5 S's are sweat, sustenance, sleep, sex, style. So we'll call it sensuality instead of sex for the purpose of today's conversation. So sweat is movement. It's just my word for any kind of movement. We feel so much better, whether it's dancing or walking in nature or running or whatever. We immediately start to feel better about ourselves, and it gives us a boost in confidence.
It is true.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So sustenance is the next one. What are we eating and drinking? And I'm not saying, look, I'm a hedonist and I love, great alcohol and great food and all of that. So I'm not one of these people who says drink some green juice and starve yourself or anything. I'm the total opposite of that. However, what we put into our bodies affects how we feel. And so when I wake up in the morning and I feel really shitty, I'll go, what did I eat or drink too much of last night? Oh, okay. I will feel better about myself if I don't do that. So that's another small thing. Sleeping. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting enough rest? Because you can feel so depressed and down on your life when you're exhausted, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, completely.
So there's that. And then sensuality. Get a vibrator. Masturbate. Have some bubble baths. What are you doing that's sensual in your life to sort of, get that vibe going? Because when we're feeling all of that and we walk down the street, we get hit on.
Yeah. Feels good.
And I know they have a great place in Los Angeles called the Pleasure Chest.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shout
in
out
Hollywood,
to the Pleasure Chest.
Yeah.
And then the last S is style. And this is all things appearance. So, Yeah, I mean, oftentimes we just feel like schlumping it and stuff, and that's okay. But for the most part, just small things like, did you get your hair like cut and colored, or did you choose an outfit that I love your outfits, Cece, that you're wearing? It's fantastic. Did you choose a great outfit that makes you feel good? Are your shoes scuffed, or do you need a new pair, or to clean them? Or like, these things affect how we feel and affect our confidence, and they're so friggin' simple.
It's true.
And we can all improve on them.
100%.
So
And then
simple, but we
surroundings is
forget
another
about them.
one that's super important. Declutter your life. Do not have mess and untidiness.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Clear out the closets, and you will start making room for that man or woman.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, my single ladies. Did y'all hear that, single ladies?
You need to push the clothes aside in your closet.
Oh, I've been decluttering.
Good.
Okay. I've been decluttering. Okay. But you know what's funny?
Anyway.
You talked about sensual and you talked about, masturbation and things like that. Still people don't even talk about that.
Oh, God, I know.
Oh,
Lots of...
like one day I went out with my group. I call them the Housewives of Old Bridge. So we was all talking to so. They get very nervous when I talk because I'm going to ask them questions that they're not.
It's going to make them uncomfortable?
Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
So it was something happened, and I told them, I said, Anthony was in the bathroom a long time, right? So I was like, what was you doing in there? So I was taking a shower. I said, you sure you wasn't masturbating? And the look on their faces when I said it, I was like, are y'all embarrassed? And they were. What?
I love it.
But
What did you say?
Masturbate. What are you talking? Oh, don't say that.
Humans,
Yeah, we're all humans. Totally.
Yeah, my son gonna get mad at me now.
Sorry, Anthony.
Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. I thought once the Seinfeld episode came out, that we would all be a little better about it, because we all love that. Remember the famous
Master of our
Seinfeld
domain,
episode
yeah.
about the contest?
Yes.
And we all loved that episode, and everybody talked about it. And I thought, finally, masturbation is out, and it's all going to be fine. But then it just went back under a rock again.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still under a rock. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Exactly.
Or even toys and stuff. They say you go to stores.
Yeah.
I remember one time we all came from a party, and it was like, oh, this is crazy. And we stopped on that place on Route 9. It's an all-girls place. So we all went in there. I mean, we were a little tipsy, we went in there. And then one of the girls disappeared, right? So they said, where's so-and-so? I said, mind your business. Mind your business. To each his own.
To each his own.
And it's just as simple as that.
It is.
Don't judge. That's,
Yeah, you can't
We're so
judge.
uptight about sex.
It is. I know. And going in person to see these things is a lot more fun than like trying to figure it out online.
Hello.
It's so true. And
I
it can be
mean,
such a fun thing for
a couple even to go experience that together. It's fun.
Oh, so
Yeah.
see what you doing? What you gonna do with Paul?
What happened? What?
What?
Where
Y'all two are married, so I'm asking. Come on. Learn all of you got
We
Jackie.
have
You
a
better
drawer,
get it.
Don. We
Oh, you have a drawer. Okay. Don't be embarrassed, Paul. Where you at, Paul? Don't be embarrassed.
He's the last person that's embarrassed as Paul.
Oh, I know he's not.
That's-
Adam, I'm putting y'all on spot.
Oh, hey, it's all out in the open. I mean, I actually want to say, in terms of talking about things,
Yes.
just the female body and aspects of female physiology and health, I think it's ridiculous in this day and age. It's still taboo. And there are still things, you ask doctors, how much time is spent on certain details about female anatomy.
Right.
And it's really, it's appalling, but I'm just confused by it. Like what is the hang up?
Yeah, what is that hang up?
Even if I can just say the difference between the word penis and vagina. It's like you say the word vagina. I was telling these two years ago so we have two kids. When our kids were little, we were having a play date and we're with other parents and the kids are around. And I said the word vagina, and this guy, and he's like pretty open-minded guy, the dad, he went to cover the ears of his child. And I was like, dude, your son has a penis. He knows or should know that girls have vaginas. And this guy was like, no, stop saying it. Like, what is that? And I'm wondering, like, in the work that you do you notice this kind of like difference, let's say, in comfort levels, talking about male physiology versus female?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true, Adam, but it goes back to what we were saying in the beginning about the societal conditioning. The fact that he would cover his daughter's ears for a body part,
Well,
a
it was
correctly
a
named
son. It
body
was
part.
his son. It
Oh,
wasn't
cover
a
his
girl.
son's
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah. I would hope he wouldn't
When we're
cover
talking
his
about a
daughter's
correctly named body part, is just such, and it just goes back to that. It's such societal conditioning. It's so crazy. And so we have, and the other thing I find so odd is men run around shirtless all the time, and they have nipples too. This is I don't know if this is
Sure
a
do.
newsflash, but men have nipples,
Yes.
and a woman's nipple is such a thing. I mean, I absolutely love the appearance of a nipple sticking out of a shirt, a t-shirt, just showing, like, you know, not. I mean, you know. And I love that. But, you know, even I would feel kind of self-conscious walking down the street because people would look at me and think that I was especially, you know, at 58, people would think, what's she doing? But I like my boobs. I have good boobs.
I hear you.
And I love boobs. And
Me too.
so, but there's such a thing about it. And yet all these men are running around everywhere with no shirts on. What's
right.
going on?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an imbalance there.
Yes, big time.
The big time imbalance.
Yeah.
But also, again, these kids are going to learn about these body parts in school either way. So, like, what's the hang up there?
Right.
With these in school?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course they do. They have to teach them health and what goes on with the body and how you get pregnant and all that stuff.
Oh,
So it happens no matter what. Like, but for just being parents or hanging out, not being able to say that word just seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Let's say it again.
Vagina. I mean, really. My mother taught me the birds and the bees. I didn't want to hear
Give me
it.
the vagina sample.
No, we don't. No, we don't need a vagina sound. No, Adam.
Why not?
This is where I put my foot down, Adam. No vagina.
Boobs. Can we have one that says boobs?
We can have the one where Tim Curry says,
I'm going to book
just
an
a
appointment
patient.
with you and your wife, with Jackie.
Now, here's a deep cut, but do you remember the audience participation line?
Oh,
Rocky Horror? I see you shiver in antissa, and then everyone in the audience says, say it, constipation. Yes.
they're doing a Rocky Horror here in town, actually.
We go off on tangents.
We do.
Jackie.
Yeah, I have to calm them
That's
down.
fun.
They're a little excited.
That's
Actually, we
awesome.
did Rocky Horror in school. I don't know if you went to that.
Yes. Jeff Carley was...
Oh, and we did a scene.
See what I mean?
was
See
in
what I
that.
mean? See what I mean, Jackie?
We were
Stay on the topic. Stay on the topic.
We're back in high school. Sorry.
all about sex.
They regress. They regress. So listen, ladies, I love Jackie being here. Jackie, I'm gonna be honest with you. You coming back?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you,
there's a
Dawn.
lot.
Anytime.
We can cover quite a bit.
Oh my goodness.
The audience agrees.
Oh my goodness. And Jackie has her own podcast.
Yes, she
Oh,
does.
plug your podcast, Jackie, by all means.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's,
I don't really, you know what? I've
on,
sort
Jackie.
of dabbled in it, but I have a YouTube channel. And so, yeah, Jacquie Somerville Official. My Instagram is Jacquie Somerville. And everything is Jacquie Somerville. My website's Jacquie Somerville. So, yeah, you can find me. It's a different spelling, but you guys have got it correct here.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I want to bring out this quote.
Okay. Go ahead.
Uh,
quote.
By all means.
Yes. And this is pertaining to dating.
Okay.
This is attributed to somebody named Henry Cloud. And it is, dating is finding out who you are and who others are. If you show up in a masquerade outfit, neither is going to happen.
Oh.
Wow.
It looked like that confused
Yes.
Dawn.
It did. Because I was getting ready to read that again. It did.
But it reminded me of what you were talking about, Jackie, with respect to picturing, you know, laying out, making that list of
Yep.
who you want
Yep.
to show up,
Yep.
and then turning it around and saying, I want to show up as that person."
Yeah, you do the work, and don't put the emphasis on the other person. They're going to be
Yes.
who they are. So your amount of expectation doesn't do anything, right? Expectations about the other person, you have no control over it.
That's right.
But I disagree to a little about that quote, just a little bit, in that I do think we have to put our best foot forward. I do think we have to. We're marketing ourselves initially.
Yes.
Right? And so you got to be good at marketing yourself in terms of what your profile is and what pictures you select and how you show up at that first date. And it's not about being a total Jekyll and Hyde or anything, but we are marketing ourselves in the beginning. And so we have to be the best version of ourselves
Yes.
and let the truth kind of unfold naturally without hiding it or holding it back or lying about it. But, you know, you just let everything hang out, and women say to guys on the first date, well, you know, are you planning on getting married and having children? Because I don't want to date someone who doesn't want to have children. And they get right into the nitty gritty before they even,
Oh yeah, that doesn't
there's
work.
any attraction there.
Oh my God. Yes. I have some people that I know that have been like, oh, since we started dating a couple of weeks ago, I haven't seen anything happen, like get fixed around my house or this or that. And it's just like, what? They're not fixing your house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
you got to be sexy, and you got to have like all of that is so important.
Yes.
And I think
Definitely.
you got to keep doing it once you're married as well. You've got to, you can't just let everything all hang out. I remember this quote from Angela Lansbury once. She was being interviewed decades ago about the secret to her Hollywood marriage lasting so long. And I'll never forget her answer. She said, never let him see you struggle into your pantyhose. And I love that so much, because to me, that was about keeping the mystery alive.
About it, yes.
And I, you know, like when guys burp and fart and stuff in front of me, I'm like, are you my sexual partner or you're my bro? Because I'm not looking for a bro.
Yeah.
I like
It's kind of ballsy to do that on the first date, or you know.
Yeah.
great wisdom here. I love that. That's
Love
great
it.
wisdom.
Note to self.
I mean, you know, an
stop burping and
accidental
farting.
one that gets away.
Stop it, Adam, right now. Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Jackie, love you, my sister.
I
Stoked
love
for
you
being
too,
a part of
Dawn,
this,
so
guys.
much. So
Okay,
great to
guys.
see you here.
Same here.
Thank you, Jackie.
All right, Jackie. I love that.
Yeah,
That was so interesting.
It was.
It was
I
interesting.
think for each one of us, we were just
and
like,
dare I say titillating.
what? Did I get a button for this one?
Yeah. Titillating is a good word. I would say.
It is. It's a great word.
Titillating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a very short, brief, sexy joke for you.
Okay, let's have it.
How do you titillate an ocelot?
What? Yeah, I'm gonna look at you. What?
What? How do you
Tell us, how do you
titillate an
titillate?
ocelot?
Well, I'll tell you. You oscillate its titillot.
You know what? Show's over.
You oscillate. It's titillot.
All right.
Okay.
Next time on
What's the next time?
Hey, bullshit. Bullshit generational complaints with a hint, just a wee hint, of a digital obsession.
That's gonna be.
Just a wee hint. We're going to bring in the digital.
These are crazy folks here, but I love them.
Hey, we're a team. She's stuck with us.
Yes, I am. I love these guys. Thank you for watching.
All right. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.